we're going to add an overhead transformer bank and also a fuse to an existing pole. In this particular approach, we're really going to focus on just the placement of the features on the map. So we're not going to set any of the attributes, and we're not going to add any construction units. So to do this, I'm first going to set a reference scale because I want to get in really close, and this is going to be a very precise placement of these two features. So I'm going to kind of get in close to the pole here, and then I'm going to go into the edit menu and select create, and I'm going to select the overhead transformer first. So I click on that, and as I get closer to the center of the pole, you'll see how it's snapped ever so slightly there. So I'm going to double click on that, and that's going to place the map, or excuse me, the transformer. And so I don't really like how it is covering a lot of this line here. So I'm going to go over to the attributes. I have it selected. It does that by default. And I'm going to change the placement option, and I'm going to make that bottom left. So that kind of pushes it out of the way a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to see. So by default, when you're adding a new feature, it usually will show it centered, so it uses the center of the symbol to actually place it. But we have put offsets in place, and we also use the placement option to rotate it as well, so that the center point ends up being kind of near the tip of the symbol instead. So this makes it so it's a lot easier to see what's happening, especially when you have features that are basically on top of each other. But the nice thing is that as far as the map is concerned, the center point for the transformer is still the center of the pole. So the same kind of thing happens when working with fuse. So when I first place it, so I clicked on the fuse, and you'll see it snap again to the center. See how it's placed right there, where it's kind of just hanging near the bottom. That doesn't really look as good. It isn't a very good way of depicting the symbol as far as its relationship to the pole and the wires and the transformer. So again, we'll go back to placement, and this time I'm going to say top left. So now it kind of starts from the top left and points inward to the center instead of just hanging out there off on its own.